Hello people, it's your ambassador again doing this thing. As usual, I just stumble on this video, share my opinion, watch it together, I share my opinion. You think about something, comment section, drop your opinion. My intention is just to help us build a critical mass to get people thinking. If on YouTube most of the time we're talking about this celebrity, these champions like this and that, I think at a certain point we have to start talking about real issues. So today I'll be looking at Africans need to use remote working to solve our employment problem. So on this channel, I think you will look at most of the videos I'll be putting now. We're talking about problems. At the end, we usually talk about suggestions. If you can think of some suggestions, please give it in the comment section. I'll capture it and then try to use it in some of the other things I'm trying to do, activities I'm trying to carry out. You might give ideas to some other people who are watching and reading the comments as well. So,
where does the 8 to 5 workday come from? Do you know? The first industrial revolution preemanates from the United Kingdom, London. In the winters, right, at the time, the sun would rise sometimes as late as 7 in the morning and set as early as 6 in the evening. Now, because there wasn't a proliferation of electricity at the time, the British decided that it wasn't safe for people to work at dark. So the British invented for us, they did, the work hour and work day, 8 to 5. So you're watching this, the company you're working for has got in your employment contract employment hours designed at a time 200 years ago. And we're completely comfortable with that today.
One, our employment problem in Africa is crazy. And that's why I said at times the youth could either be a strength or a weakness. Because if these youth are unemployed, they might really be a threat to national security. That being said, first, I think our educational system is not adapted to the job market. That's one of the reasons why the youth are unemployed. But I'm not talking about problems today, so I'll be looking at how can we. Orientation is one. Just this video is orientation. You can download this video and then play to a couple of youths like, guys, forget about the job market. Use technology to broaden your job market to not just Cameroon, but to the world. So as I'm mentioning, remote working to solve unemployment issues. You build your skill sets. I have like 20 sites where you can apply for things, remote jobs, and then you earn in dollars, and it's way more than, and you're not concerned about these are local politics and corrupt system where you have to give money to get all of those things. So first we need to look at working spaces, which is something I'm considering and looking into. We need to create those working spaces where people can comfortably come with their internet, have a comfortably working environment, and then get their job done and get paid. Also, we need to government policy. One, we need to have stable power, good internet, and then security. Stable power, good internet, I think is something which is work in progress. Hopefully we are getting there. But security has been an issue. Remember the NSAS issue where police people feel like harassing every youth who has a laptop or a good phone as a potential scammer or a fraudster. One, it has created this stereotype around tech-based jobs or remote jobs where everybody who has a remote job now is a potential scammer or could be arrested as a scammer. Two, we also have access to very skilled labor. So Africans are very hardworking. That's why you see when they go out there, they thrive. But because we're not exposed to this possibility and this enabling environment, we are shut down in this, should I call it, yoke or chain of poverty. But with technology, you can access some of these job markets and then still work from Africa and then still get the amount of money you need if you have the skill sets necessary for it. So you're just looking at the global standards. What are the global standards maybe for the tech world, for the, I don't know what, HR world, for the customer service world, for the project management world. Once you have the global standards, you can be able to compete with every other human being on this earth because you have internet with you or access to internet. That being said, we also, I think you guys are already tired of me saying that being said, but that's just my lecture mode of transition to say that being said. So also, my keyword, which I always say, let's be intentional. I always say intentional. That means think about what you want to do and then follow step by step to lead you to it. Being intentional. It's not you just, okay, if I pass. No, by the time I pass my exams, I'll be doing these internships, I'll download this form, and then I'll do this and I'll do this to lead me to this job. Don't just hope that somebody will tell me I'll stumble on a website. No, you're not stumbling on a website. You're looking for a website to get your remote jobs. Okay. With that being said, I think the last thing which came to mind was we cannot, as I said, we cannot still be. I think that if you watch the video where Vusi Timbakwayo talks about the origin of the job, the working hours, which is sunrise and sunset, I always like to look at the etymology of words, because the origin of words can give you a deeper understanding as to what that word actually means. Over and beyond the dictionary definition, when you study the origin of words, you could get the better understanding, you can better contextualize that words to your own situation where you are living. So when you look at the working hour, like where he explains, visiting Bakura explains that 200 years ago, because there was no power, no sun, no light, electricity, so they just made sure that working hours were when sun comes up, they start working, and by the time sun sets, they stop working. So we cannot still leave I'm just using it as an example to say we cannot leave the conditions of our working well to be determined by circumstances or decisions that were taken 200 years ago based on their environment then. Things have changed. So you no longer have to be looking for jobs or printing papers and talking to people in offices. You can do that too, but you're not limited to that. There's the whole world that you can look for jobs. You must not look for jobs in the town or in the country where you're born. There's a whole world you can look for jobs in. Just work on your skill sets. Same thing with working hours. You can work remotely, which means you can work anytime, different time zones, just meet your deliverables. So all of these things which we as African youths, I'll get into more details as we go by, but I just like to touch some of these introductory things so that when people already understand where I stand, you understand where I stand, I will start giving detailed ideas on certain things which will not be shocking to you because you already know where I come from, my own ideas. So yeah, that's it for me when it comes to remote working. It's your boy Ambassador again. Drop your comments so I can get your opinion. Your opinion counts.
Just my opinion.